Your AC compressor will not turn on, and this pressure sensor looks guilty. But replacing it may change nothing. A damaged wire or a real pressure problem can shut the system down the same way. These 3 checks will tell you whether the sensor is lying or simply reporting the truth. Start with the code. A code like P0532 does not automatically mean the refrigerant pressure is low. It means the computer sees low voltage in the pressure sensor circuit. The sensor may be bad, but the same code can come from its connector, wiring, reference voltage, or ground. So before buying a part, save the code and look at the live pressure reading. Start by identifying what your vehicle actually uses. A pressure switch and a pressure sensor are often discussed as if they are the same part, but they may work differently. A traditional pressure switch is usually an on or off device. It changes electrical state when refrigerant pressure crosses a specific limit. A pressure sensor, sometimes called a pressure transducer, sends the vehicle computer a changing signal. A common 3-wire sensor receives a 5-volt reference and a sensor ground. The 3rd wire sends a signal that changes with refrigerant pressure. The computer may use that information to control compressor operation, cooling fans, and protection strategies. This explains why a pressure sensor fault can disable the AC. It also explains why a compressor that will not operate does not prove the sensor is bad. The computer may be responding correctly to pressure that is too high or too low. Some vehicles use separate high and low pressure switches. Others use one high-side pressure sensor. Modern variable displacement compressors and electric compressors may also behave very differently from older clutch cycling systems. Use service information for your exact year, make, model, engine, and refrigerant system. Do not copy a connector test or bypass procedure from another vehicle. And do not jump the terminals to force the compressor on. The system may be keeping it off to prevent damage. Next, look at the diagnostic trouble code. This is where many wrong parts get replaced. The generic descriptions are usually P0530, AC refrigerant pressure sensor circuit fault, P0531, circuit range or performance, P0532, circuit low voltage, and P0533, circuit high voltage. Not every vehicle uses every code, and the manufacturer may describe the fault differently. Here is the important distinction. A low voltage code does not automatically mean the refrigerant pressure is low. A high voltage code does not automatically mean the system pressure is high. These codes describe what the computer sees in the electrical circuit. The problem could be inside the sensor. It could also be in the connector, signal wire, 5-volt reference, or sensor ground circuit. The exact fault path depends on the vehicle's wiring diagram. Do not clear the code immediately. Record whether it is current, pending, or stored. Save freeze frame or failure record information when your scanner provides it. That information may show battery voltage, engine temperature, outside temperature, and the operating condition present when the fault occurred. Scan the climate control and body modules as well as the engine computer when your tool allows it. Some AC faults are stored outside the engine module and may not appear on a basic code reader. The absence of a check engine light also does not prove the pressure sensor is working. Some vehicles can disable the compressor and store an AC fault without turning on the malfunction light. Before testing refrigerant pressure, inspect the electrical side. Locate the sensor or switch using the correct service information. It is often installed on the high pressure side, but the exact location varies. Look for a broken connector lock, loose or pushed back terminals, green corrosion, moisture inside the connector, and wires pulled tightly against the harness. Check for insulation rubbed through against a bracket, radiator support, or refrigerant line. Pay close attention to previous collision damage or wiring repairs near the front of the vehicle. Heat, vibration, water, and road salt can create a connection that works one day and fails the next. If your scanner can display refrigerant pressure data, switch the ignition on and watch the reading while gently moving the connector and nearby harness. Do not pull or twist the wires. You are looking for a reading that suddenly drops out, jumps to an extreme value, or changes when the harness moves. Refrigerant pressure does not instantly change because you touched a wire. A changing scan reading during this test points toward a connection or circuit problem. On some vehicles, the 5-volt reference is shared with other sensors. If several unrelated sensor codes appeared at the same time, one shorted circuit may be pulling down the shared reference voltage. Replacing the AC pressure sensor will not fix a problem elsewhere on that circuit. Now look at the pressure reading with the engine off. Allow the vehicle to sit long enough for the high and low sides of the AC system to equalize. Switch the ignition on without starting the engine. Find a parameter labeled AC refrigerant pressure, AC high side pressure, or something similar. The exact name depends on the vehicle and scan tool. The reading should be stable and physically believable for the refrigerant temperature. But do not use one universal pressure number. Static pressure changes with temperature and refrigerant type. Also check how the vehicle reports the data. On some applications, the scan tool parameter is displayed as absolute pressure instead of gauge pressure. When that applies, the number must be converted before it is compared with a service gauge. There is another limitation many people miss. Static pressure cannot tell you whether the system contains the correct refrigerant charge. As long as liquid refrigerant remains, an undercharged system may still show a believable static pressure. Use this check to identify an impossible signal, not to approve the refrigerant charge. A pressure value that is maxed out on a cold vehicle is suspicious. A reading that randomly changes while the system is sitting still is suspicious. A value that changes when the connector moves is suspicious. But a reading close to 0 does not automatically prove the sensor has failed. The system may actually be nearly empty because of a leak. That is why live data must eventually be compared with actual system pressure. Start the engine and request maximum cooling. Set the blower high and make sure the engine is at a normal operating temperature. If your vehicle and scanner provide the data, watch the AC request, compressor command, refrigerant pressure, and cooling fan command together. Do not focus on only one number. First confirm that the climate control system is requesting AC operation. Then check whether the computer is commanding the compressor or increasing compressor output. If there is an AC request but no compressor command, the computer may be protecting the system. The reported pressure may be below the safe operating limit. It may be above the limit. The engine may be too hot. The module may see an electrical fault. Or another control condition may be preventing operation. When the system actually increases compressor output, the reported pressure should respond in a controlled and believable way. A reading that stays completely frozen, suddenly drops out, or spikes to an impossible value may indicate a sensor or circuit problem. But rapid clutch cycling does not prove the pressure sensor is bad. Low refrigerant can make the protection system cycle the compressor. High pressure caused by poor condenser airflow can also change compressor operation. A failing relay, clutch coil, fan, or wiring connection can produce similar symptoms. Some modern compressors control output without traditional clutch cycling, so the absence of a click does not automatically indicate a failure. Use the data to answer two separate questions. Is the computer receiving a believable pressure signal? And is the computer controlling the AC correctly based on that signal? This next step requires the correct wiring diagram, a digital multimeter, and safe back-probing technique. If you are not comfortable testing low-voltage computer circuits, stop after the visual inspection and live data checks. Do not guess the terminal positions from the connector shape. A common 3-wire pressure sensor has a 5-volt reference, a sensor ground, and a signal circuit. Exact specifications vary by vehicle. Begin by verifying the reference voltage according to the service procedure. If the 5-volt supply is missing, the sensor cannot create the correct signal. The cause may be an open wire, a short to ground, another component pulling down a shared reference, or a control module problem. Next, verify the sensor ground circuit. A weak or open ground can make the signal appear too high or unstable. Then test the signal circuit using the manufacturer's procedure. A low or high voltage code can come from the sensor, connector, signal wire, reference circuit, or sensor ground. That is why the wiring diagram matters. Do not connect the 5-volt reference directly to ground. Do not pierce the wire insulation with an oversized probe. Use a proper back probe, breakout lead, or terminal adapter. Also, do not test an electronic pressure transducer as if it were a simple resistor unless the service manual specifically tells you to. Many pressure sensors contain internal electronics and require operating voltage to produce a useful signal. If the vehicle uses a 2-wire pressure switch instead of a 3-wire sensor, follow the switch-specific test. A 2-wire switch and a 3-wire pressure transducer are not tested the same way. The strongest test is to compare the pressure reported by the scan tool with actual refrigerant pressure measured using approved service equipment. The readings must be taken under the same operating condition, from the same side of the system, the sensor monitors, and expressed in compatible units. If the vehicle reports absolute pressure, convert it before comparing it with a gauge pressure reading. When the scan tool pressure and actual pressure agree, the sensor is probably reporting the truth. The real problem may be low refrigerant caused by a leak. It may be high pressure caused by a failed condenser fan or blocked condenser. It may be a restriction, incorrect charge, contamination, or a compressor control problem. Fix the real pressure problem before replacing the sensor. If the actual pressure is normal, but the scanner reports a clearly different or impossible value, return to the electrical checks. Verify the reference voltage, verify the ground, verify the signal wire. If those circuits test correctly, and the scan reading still does not match actual pressure, the pressure sensor becomes a strong suspect. This comparison should be done with the correct refrigerant equipment. The system can remain under significant pressure even when the engine is off. Do not loosen the sensor to see whether refrigerant escapes. Do not press a service port valve to check whether the system has charge. Do not intentionally release refrigerant. Some sensors can be replaced without fully opening the refrigerant circuit because the vehicle uses a service valve beneath them. Others require the refrigerant to be professionally recovered first. The procedure depends on the exact vehicle. Before approving a replacement, ask the shop 5 questions. What exact code was stored? What did the live pressure reading show? Were the reference, ground, and signal circuits tested? What was the actual refrigerant pressure? And did the scan tool reading agree with the service equipment? If those questions have clear answers, you have a diagnosis. If the only answer is that the compressor did not turn on, you still have a symptom. On many vehicles, a bad pressure signal can disable the compressor, trigger a circuit code, and affect cooling fan commands. But those same results can appear when the sensor is correctly reporting a pressure problem. Read the code carefully. Inspect the connector and harness. Check whether the live data is believable. Verify the circuit when the wiring diagram and proper tools are available. Then compare the scan reading with actual refrigerant pressure. That order can prevent a cheap sensor from becoming another part replaced without fixing the AC. Subscribe for practical car care guides that help you test the problem before you start buying parts.